Okay, we'll start recording. So can you see my screen? So okay, I think I need to share my screen.
I am sharing my screen now, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, okay.
You should see just my Google Doc,
Oh,
I
okay.
hope.
So let me just start it. Okay, that's fine. Let me just click this one. Oops, sorry. Let me just
Oops.
start. I just say, hello everyone. Today's October 8th, 2025. This is the CSI community meeting. Today we have two things in the agenda. One is when do we want to cut a CS spec release? We can get to that one later. So first, let's just go over the CSI boarding house design. So Hamand will be talking about that. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, uh, just a quick recap. We proposed CSI volume health in CSS spec a long time back, but it has been sitting in limbo for a long time. It's one of the reasons in limbo is it's not moving anywhere.
Just a
It's
minute. Can folks see the screen, or is this or maybe I don't need to make
Yes.
one
Yes,
so
we can see
big?
it.
Okay, if I make it smaller, is that still okay? I don't know if it has anything to do with how am I displaying it. This is still big enough?
wait,
I can.
I'm sharing my screen, right?
Oh,
So
I'm sorry. I was,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
getting myself confused. Okay, because yeah. So that's okay, I guess. So everyone can see come on screen, right? And that's good. Okay. Yeah.
you can see
So
my screen?
I can see a
Yes.
screen. It's just like if I don't make it like
It's
full
portrait
screen, it's
mode, but I can
small.
see it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
It's
because you
portrait
can
mode.
maybe you can actually go closer because this one you're sharing like more, yeah, more than one page. Okay, now I think it's better. Yeah, cool. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just sharing one tab. I shouldn't be
Yeah, that
sharing
no,
it.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just early on. I can see like more than one page, so that's a little small. Now it's good. Now it's like more than half of the page, but not the full page. So I think this should be good. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You can
cool.
get started.
But just to double check, I'm not sharing any other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Zoom screen.
Yeah. No, nothing. No secrets. Just
No personal stuff. Yeah, just
no, just the voting house
cool.
doc.
Yeah, the Chrome window should be shared, but yeah, okay. So the Okay, so the current status is basically it's been sitting in limbo for a long time. It's not moving anywhere. It was initially implemented as reporting matrix from kubelet, and it was reported as events from pod, and some drivers implemented it, but mostly it's been alpha behind a feature gate, so it's not like going anywhere. That's the problem. And the feedback we got from when talking to various storage providers is it's not sufficient for the the uses that they want to expose. So that's why we are proposing some changes into the in how it is exposed in Kubernetes and how we like we are also proposing some CSS spec changes basically. So what are we proposing? There are some things that are uncertain. I'll come to that in a bit. But from the CSS spec point of view, what we are proposing is to this is the final thing that we're proposing that uh, we want to right now. This is how it looks like abnormal true false message. The problem is that this doesn't capture like degraded and other statuses actually. So we are proposing status as fatal warning and message as volume health. We have got feedback from some people. Let me see if I can bring that comment here that a boolean is not granular enough for EBS volume. It'll be useful. Okay, warning impaired insufficient. Uh, okay. So I think that we are, I don't know if anybody from AWS is there. No. So
So
I think
sorry,
the
sorry. Are you okay? So insufficient, impaired, warning. Those are all like in the middle, and then there's still fatal, right? Did he? I couldn't see clear. Does he say they also need something like fatal?
I don't know, just the option he has
I know,
No,
but
specified. So
do they
that
have any? Do they?
there's no fatal in that
Yeah,
list.
because
Um,
impaired. That looks like
yeah,
there's
there's
no
no.
fatal status in his in on the whatever that he listed there. I was thinking
Yeah,
it should be something like completely, just you can't move on or something. Looks like he does not
so
have that category. Mhm.
Well, that was just a suggestion, right? That's based on what
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have.
he's just, yeah, yeah,
So
but
so
mhm.
I'll repeat what I said at the Monday meeting, which is I think it's really important that we design this feature with an a code or a computer consumer of the information as the primary use case. Um, I, Hemant did convince me that there was some value in having a standardized way of just reporting textual error messages uh, that a human might consume. But like, we really want to avoid a situation where this is only used for a human to consume it. We want to make sure that it's possible for a machine to consume this information and make automated decisions. And so the information that we supply should be done with that in mind. And we need to express in very clear terms that like the message is just for humans. No one should be trying to parse the message. And so if we can't get enough detailed information through like the status, if fatal warning isn't enough granularity, then we need to talk about that because what we don't want to have is to cram multiple statuses into like warning or fatal and then have someone trying to parse the message to figure out what kind of warning or what kind of fatal it is to do a different action. That's something we
yeah,
should try to avoid as much as
yeah,
we can. But I haven't heard of any use cases for anything more than just fatal and warning.
yeah, yeah. Actually, agree. We had multiple meetings, and I think fatal and warning sufficiently covers the use cases. The fatal response can be machine parsed by operators, and they can decide how they want to remediate from that situation. We are not uh, like describing how the remediation will work at this stage, basically. So the message uh, should not be like my message part is mainly
Well,
for
I think we,
human
we should
user.
have we should
So
have
the, mhm.
we don't have to be prescriptive, but we should have ideas about how this feature might be consumed by a machine.
Yeah,
I think we talked through a situation where if you have a replicated stateful set with multiple copies of your data, and the system is able to inform you that one of your PVCs had a fatal error, it seems pretty obvious that a reasonable thing to do under those circumstances would be to go create another replica. And whether you delete the existing one or whether you leave it for a human to investigate, like you can decide. But I
yeah,
think that those are the kinds of use cases we would like to enable because a machine can react way faster than a human and can work 24 hours a day. And so having
yeah,
an automated way of saying, hey, this PVC that used to be good is not good anymore, do what you will with that information in a way that a machine can consume it is super valuable.
yeah. So I I 100% agree. So I want to capture that in conclusion. I think we 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 agree that yeah, it could be we agree that status field in particular could be used by higher level operators, but remediation strategy is entirely left to those operators.
But what we owe those operators as a CSI community is clear definition of what does it mean. Like
Yeah,
if CSI tells you your volume has a fatal problem, like we should be able to describe what that means.
yeah,
Maybe not precisely, but like at least in vague terms that helps put a box around this possible set of situations you could be in.
yeah. Okay. I Yeah, in general, like for now, fatal means volume is unusable and must be and pods cannot use it. Generally, like and we will discuss this in more detail in the CSS spec change, I guess. Uh,
And I would go so far as to say fatal is a presumably permanent condition. Like you should not expect fatal to resolve by itself. Maybe
okay.
with human intervention it can come back, but like machines should presume it's a permanent situation. I think
Yeah.
that's a reasonable statement to make.
Yeah.
And then
I think, yeah. Uh,
because I don't want to shoehorn in fatal connection problems that will be resolved under this status, or the fatal connection problems that could be resolved automatically.
So like a partition, what do you describe that to be? That's like fatal, or is that but sometimes it just, network connectivity, it could, but that can potentially take a very long time, right? Could be like an hour. Like in that case, what is that? Do we mark that as fatal? It should be fatal actually,
Well,
because
so
no,
so so the
how do you know
I
whether
remember
to take
going
that or
back
not?
5 years. This is exactly what we were talking about
Mhm.
5 years ago. Is like how granular
Yeah.
do we want to get
Yeah.
with this
So
status information? Because
that's why a timestamp is actually important, right? We actually need a timestamp. That's why, like as I said, we actually implemented boarding house our way. We have a timestamp.
yeah.
You need to know
So,
when this happened, right? How long do you want to wait?
well, I am open to potentially, a third status or even more if we can be precise about what they mean in a way that is useful to consumers of the information. Because I don't care
so,
about, how much detail the storage vendor wants to convey. What matters is someone who's consuming this and who has to make a decision. Would it be useful to them to know the difference between permanently fatal and temporarily fatal?
So sometimes you do not really know whether it's permanent. The storage system may not know. It's, like in the case of this networking thing. It's not accessible at that point. That is fatal, right? But then how do you know, oh, now you will get power back
so
or
the
something back, then
So I think that the difference is like, and I think this has to be discussed in the spec design some more, is like a control plane fatal generally means it's permanent and its volume is unusable. And then we are it's possible that like if a driver is reporting fatal from a node, it could be a networking failure on the node and volume is unusable on that node. So is it possible that the same fatal meaning, same fatal status has different meaning based on who is reporting it? And
If we want to draw a distinction between statuses reported by the controller and statuses reported by the node and say that they're not the same, such that they can even be reflected differently on the Kubernetes side, that would make sense to me. We could say like
yeah,
controller fatal versus node fatal are two different things. And then as long as the controller can tell, as long as the higher level automation can tell which one happened and make a decision based on it, I think we're doing them a favor by including the extra detail.
yeah,
What we don't want to have is so much detail. Like these Amazon statuses, I don't understand the warning impaired and insufficient. Like
yeah.
how does those three categories mean you would respond differently?
Yeah, I think that is just I'll talk to Eddie offline, and I think they're just spitballing about different options. I think that the node uh status will have clearly different meaning than the controller status is actually, and how someone takes the action based on node status is up to them. But yeah,
Like, can we
yeah.
reflect the two differently on the Kubernetes side? That's the key.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the plan. So
Okay.
we still have like some discussions ongoing, like how to report it on like shape of API and control plane and shape of health reported from node. So these are two different things. So it will be reflected differently in Kubernetes and this thing.
Okay.
So yeah. So so one more conclusion here is that I'll not put it here, but sorry, is that the uh, uh, health report from node and controller have different underlying meaning and should be so I don't know if I should like say that okay, it has to be has different meaning in do we need to codify in CSS spec that that if the controller is reporting a fatal, then the volume is impaired permanently and cannot be used.
Yeah, I think we owe the CSI spec users some detail around what these mean, and if we want them to mean a different thing for the controller side and the node side, we should spell it out for each one. On the controller side, fatal means this. On the node side, fatal means this. Um,
Okay.
and then no one can argue about, what did we really mean?
Okay. I think I'm
And
okay
it
with that
doesn't have to be
idea.
totally precise, but
Mm,
as precise as we can get it.
mm, okay. Okay. So we can say that in the spec that uh, a control plane, again, I'm going to repeat the option point from above, but a control plane health in general means permanent impairment of volume in such a way that volume cannot be used from pretty much anywhere. Uh, a node health being fatal could mean that okay. I think I think yeah, this is good enough, and we can I would be happy to like put language around this in CSS spec.
So Haman, do we imagine there will be situations where you'll have nodes with bad health for only some volumes, but other volumes will be fine? Or is it going to tend to be that when the node has bad health for a volume, it will have bad health for all of the volumes?
Like for same driver, probably not, but you could be using different volumes, right? Like there's a LVM CSI volume you're using on the same node, and then you're using NFS volume. So obviously those will have different health. For same, even for same volume, actually, it's possible that like there's a LVM operator that implements CSI volumes, like LVM volume, local volume as CSI volume. So it could is possible that you have one partition is corrupted and another partition is fine on the same node. So it's not entirely without reason that same volume has two different health. Not sorry, sorry, two
Yeah. No, I get what
volumes.
you're
Yeah,
saying. I get what you're saying. I
yeah,
was trying to figure out, could we wrap this up in some node-wide status, but you made the argument. It's better to have it per volume per node.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think this is, shall we move on? I think this is good enough conclusion, and I think this means that we can actually, yeah, okay, moving on. So we discussed, and this is what Zing was, should the driver report as part of this, like when this happened? Like it, I have written here as first observed that it could be also like when it was observed. So it's like it just I put it as first observed, but we discussed at length, and we think that it doesn't have to be reported by the driver. It could be captured in the like in the volume health object that will capture the controller health. It will have like last probe time when the status was last collected at, and last transition time when the status changed last time. So
Yeah, I would prefer that the CO does all the timing and the CSI does never reports a timestamp because time synchronization is an extremely difficult problem.
yeah, yeah,
And I would
yeah,
rather just not have to deal with it.
yeah. So does that like sufficiently solve your use casing? Like This one, the transition time should be the last probe time, last transition
It could
time.
be computed by the sidecar, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it
you
will be computed in
actually,
the
so
client.
you have like two kind of timestamp. One is first observed, the other one
No,
is
no, 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 no. First
uh,
observe is just spitballing. Sorry to confuse you. The
uh,
final, this is the final API. Last probe
but
time, last transition
but I
time.
think we need, oh, okay, last transition time. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. That's okay. Yeah, so the transition time is the last time the status changed. Let's say become
Yeah.
Correct.
fatal.
And,
Yeah, that should be
Yeah.
sufficient. Yeah.
and Shing, speaking of time, we only have a few minutes left in this meeting. You
Yes,
had one other
actually,
topic.
we need to move on. Yeah, that I was actually trying to say that
Okay,
we
sorry.
need to
Yeah.
move on to Sunny's topic. We only have
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I had one more topic to go through here, but I think that's okay. The controller side
Well,
of things. Sorry, the
we can
node
we can
side of the.
we can schedule a one-off meeting to go into to
Yeah, if
go
you
deep on
want.
this,
Yeah,
or we
Yeah.
can just wait till the next time and resume this subject.
yeah,
But
yeah.
this so far it looks
So
good, I hope.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So let's decide offline whether we want another meeting or yeah, let's decide that later. We really need to talk about the release. So Sunny, your PR is already merged.
Yes,
So
okay.
should we? Yeah. So I guess the question is, Ben, so should we cut a release? Do we? I know like Sad usually will
Uh,
go look at what are the other things we want to
yeah,
if we want to
Saad is
merge.
the one who does the releases,
Yeah.
so we can ask him.
We can definitely ask him, but usually I think he usually will go and look at the PRs and see if there are anything we need to merge before cutting the release, right?
Yeah,
Like
I was going to
merge,
do that and I haven't done that, so
merge
I've
32 of
you've
them.
reminded me.
Okay,
Um, I I,
so can you
I will
maybe
do a
take a
review of all
look?
the
Okay.
PRs,
Okay, yeah,
and
just see. Yeah,
see
there's
what
some
needs to go
small
in.
ones. Maybe we can just get, yeah, if it's like big ones, of course, it's we don't have time to merge those. Uh, okay, so I
I
think
think the biggest one is that add controller modify volume topology, but that cap is going
no, that
alpha.
we're not going to, no, that's definitely not for this release. Right,
Okay.
this is the new proposal, right? That's the new proposal.
None of that we are
No?
merging right now.
Yeah, those are like the new, they're talking about the 1.35 stuff, right? That we're not even
36
discussing.
more or less.
Yeah,
36
we're not,
because
we're,
the
yeah. We only need your Sunny for the VAC feature, we only need your
Yeah.
I think they probably need a close one. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think those are definitely not for this time. Like this cap thing, I think those are like out. But of course, Ben, you can take a look at those are like this was like last time, right? When discussion happened, we have
Yeah,
decided
yeah,
not to do those. Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go through there's a few other
Yeah,
PRs here.
yeah.
I'll go through them and
Okay.
decide if we need to do anything. And if
Okay.
I'm happy with all of them, I'll send a note to Saad saying I
Okay.
think it's time to do the release.
Okay.
And
Yeah. I
if I
have a
find
small
anything
one, but it's
that I
yeah,
need to be
okay.
if I find anything I think should merged, I'll
Okay.
put comments on the PR. I'll
Okay.
copy people.
You can probably merge mine, but I think there's a comment I want need to address. It's just a very tiny little, whether we merge or not, it's not
The
that
remove optional from get
the
volume
option.
snapshot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like
I think I was supposed to update it just to also do that for control get volume.
yeah.
But I mean,
Well, you're saying you want to modify this PR before it goes in?
but this can actually just can get merged. We can submit another one. I don't see why those
Okay.
two go
Okay. Well,
together. You can take a
I'll try to
look.
get
Yeah,
through all these.
yeah. It's just this is a tiny one. This should not be blocking anything, right? Whether we merge this or not. But this is a small one, so I think we can get it in if we want to. But yeah, take a look of all the open ONs and see if I don't know if those we need. It has some. So we went submitted something here. Yeah, take a look and to see. Oops, I'm sorry. I think our next meeting started, so starts now. So okay, I think we can just leave it to you. Then you can pin Saad and see if he want to check anything before we cut the release, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's end this meeting and start the
Yeah.
next one, and I'll go through the PRs offline.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. All right.
Thanks for hosting, Sheng.
Bye.